What up? What up? What up? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the channel Instructions for Humanity. It is your girl, Tahira, Mother of the Ages. I'm your supernatural quantum healer, spiritual teacher. I'm the author of the Great Expansion and Cosmic Bible for the Ages. Go ahead and pick that up on Amazon. Details are down below. Guys, this is an episode. Ask me anything. I do have a few people off camera, and they will be asking me anything about consciousness, enlightenment, spirituality, the ethers, whatever it is, and I am going to answer it. So I'm just waiting. So speak loudly and clearly.
So why did you start this this company? Like why?
Because I heard the voice of Source, and Source told me your company is called Instructions for Humanity. And then it was about 4 years. I had to literally wait for those instructions. So simply put, that's what happened.
Okay. So why are you interested in humanity? Like what made you feel the heart to help people? And what do you do for people?
Well, this literally started off when I was a child. I've always had the heart to help humanity. I've always had the heart to help people, like the people that were shunned by the greater society. It's just something that has been embedded inside of me. And when you guys read this book, The Great Expansion, you will understand why. So Source gives me a certain title, a certain name, and it really is, I'm walking in my purpose. It is a spiritual name that I go by, and it does have a purpose and a resonance here on earth. I have no choice but to help humanity. I'm here to help humanity evolve to the next level of consciousness that the earth is pushing us towards. And that is why I am called Mother of the Ages. I'm here to move us safely from one age to the next age in an expanded consciousness state.
So how are you gonna move us into the next stage?
Well, as sources told me, a lot of it is just my written dialogues, right? So a lot of it is my books. A lot of it, you guys are watching it here on this channel. What a lot of people don't understand is that it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. I mean, you could have one subscriber. I mean, that subscriber could literally be you, but it doesn't matter because there's something called an Akashic records. Literally, when the energy goes out, it goes out into the infinite field of potentiality, and like energies bind to like energies, right? We are all creating a stamp in the one great divine mind or the Akashic soul. And this is how I am helping humanity. I am literally creating a template, a DNA template for the future members of humanity to pick up on that code, to read it in their heart space. So it doesn't matter. One person can absolutely be the change that they would like to see, because all of your energy literally goes into the Akashic records, and it creates a stamp, and that stamp can be accessed by all of humanity. Much fun, guys. I love it. Ask me anything.
So what is your end goal?
Speak up louder.
What is your end goal?
The end goal is to actually not have an end. The end goal is to evolve and to start a new beginning. The end goal is just for everyone to see and feel the expansiveness of their own soul. I talk a lot about becoming the giant of your soul. And literally, if you were to take a breath in, and instead of taking the breath and just exhaling without like really thinking, we take the breath in and expand the heart space. This is the giant of the soul, because this puffed up energy, like our soul has many chambers. Our soul is like very expansive. I want people to feel the expansiveness in the soul and in the heart. They are both intertwined and connected. I just want people to understand that there is more room to go. There is more soul to feel. So I want everyone to take up the space in their soul, basically becoming a bold energy signature. And this actually is what helps humanity expand and to grow. So there is no end, there is only more expansion.
That makes sense. A lot of sense.
Anything else?
So how do we grow? How do we get bigger?
How do we grow? How do we get bigger? You have to become smaller first. I know it sounds very, kind of oxymoron. You have to become smaller first. You have to collapse all of what you thought you were with all of, like our puffed up ego. We collapse, we center ourselves. And from this point of understanding that I am nothing, but I am also, because I am nothing, I'm also everything all at the same time. This is actually how we expand. We kind of collapse back onto I am nothing. But the law of opposites tell us that we have to be everything when we are nothing, right? This is how we expand. We understand the polarities and the duality. If I am right, I am also wrong. If I am of the light, I am also of the darkness, right? We have to understand that we are all things. And this is truly how we can expand to a higher state of consciousness.
Wonderful. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we follow you, Mother of Ages. We follow you.
What else would you like to know? Would you like to know anything about the ethers or the cosmic sphere or Mother and Father God? Like whatever, what would you like to know?
How do we like maneuver ourselves in the spirit realm?
How do we maneuver ourselves in the spirit realm? Um, a lot of people just say meditation, but a lot of people don't know what that is. It's not a it's not a meditation you search online and like you find all these different scripts for meditation. It's literally how you navigate in the spirit world is you become so weird. And what I mean by that is you become so authentically yourself that no one else seems to understand you. But when you become authentically yourself, it will literally bind to the higher aspect of yourself, your oversoul, and your oversoul will pick up on that energy signature and it will literally portal you through. It will start to show you dimensions. It will start to show you other worlds. It will start to show you other beings. It will start to show you other existences. It will start to answer this mathematical equation that we are in. We are navigating through our authenticity. We are navigating through what they say, so to speak, called the imagination. But I always say this: you cannot think a thought that does not already exist in creation. There is no such thing as the imagination. The imagination is more real than you could ever imagine. And literally, our imagination is what actually helps us to navigate through the spirit realm. So I would say that. This is ask me anything, guys. Ask me anything.
It reminds me of Islam, I self law and master. I self Lord and master. I self Lord
Hmm.
and master.
Hmm.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
I self Lord and master. And a lot of people get this thing of Lord kind of confused because we're always in a sense of hearing it in a positive, connotation. But really, when we think about Lord, I think about someone that you pay taxes to. It is someone that you are underneath. It is something that you cannot get out of. And this is not talking about in a biblical text, but like spiritually, what does Lord mean? Is something that you are underneath, that you owe, right? And so you have to understand that you are the debt and the debtor, right? You are all things. That just goes back to the polarities and to the duality. If I am one thing over here, if I am the person caught, in debt, then I'm also the person that I am owed the debt to. So my father used to always say, pay your debts, right? And this just goes to show you that when you don't pay your debts because you are all things, you are the person in debt, and you are also the person that are you know need to receive money from the debtors. If that makes any sense. I'm sorry if that was not explained perfectly, but it's duality, understanding the law of duality in a short sense.
Okay. For someone who is brand new to all of this,
that has no idea what you're talking about.
Mm.
What's the difference between what you do and chakras and the zodiac? It
Mm.
all can be intertwined.
Right. This is very beautiful. And I love the zodiacs, but a lot of people look at the zodiacs as, I don't know, they kind of look at it as a certain thing. I look at the zodiacs as gods because they are energies that you are forced to live underneath, right? The zodiacs are coming, the gods, the energetic, you know, presence is coming every month and every year, whether you like it or not. These are challenges or obstacles that you are forced to live under. But just because the zodiac signs or gods exist, it does not mean that you are not to overcome it. Which also brings me to when we think about the different gods of, our civilization, and there's been 10,000 gods over, recorded history time, we are actually to overcome them, just like the zodiac gods. We are not to be bound by anything. And even the Christ says, greater things shall you do. Even the energy of Yeshua says, greater things shall you do. So this is how I kind of see the zodiac. I'm not pitting the zodiac gods in the same, kind of realm as the Christ, but in a way, it is something that you are to overcome and you are to surpass. And just like the chakras, nothing in this life is separate. I talk about this in my Cosmic Bible, The Great Expansion, a Cosmic Bible for the Ages. Even our separate chakras, in a way, is a matrix trick. You are not supposed to be just stuck in your crown chakra or your third eye without having your throat chakra and your heart chakra also activated, without having a cleansed and purified root chakra, sacral chakra, and the solar plex chakra, which is so important. That can't all be separate for you to ascend. There is no possible way. You actually have to overcome that. And I talk a lot about the ombre chakras, right? Taking three chakras into one and making one big energy portal. So, right now, for me, the heart chakra, throat chakra, and third eye chakra are now being ombreed out. And now I'm actually getting a fourth chakra is part of that collection, and this is what is happening here. So I say that to say that, it's something that we all have to, I don't want to say an overcome, but it's a challenge for us to grow. It's a sparring because our souls only actually grow through friction, right? And, nothing in this multiverse is actually separate, which I talk about. The separation was only an experiment to see what would happen if Source divided itself from itself. Even in the body or the auric field, these chakras have been divided from the one divine mind of Source. It is only an experiment to see, can you feel the isolation of the third eye? Can you feel the isolation of the crown, the heart, the sacral? And yes, we have learned the singularity. So here on the Earth School, we're here to master the singularity, but ultimately everything has to collapse back to itself for us to transcend this duality focal point. Okay, guys, I'm ready for my next question.
Okay, you mentioned the matrix. Can you expound more on what is the matrix? What are you talking about when you say the matrix?
When I'm speaking about the matrix, I'm speaking about a few things. So first and foremost, I'm speaking about a code. Humanity is on a grid. It is a grid that like literally is guiding us along. And it's like there's an energetic field keeping us there, but it's also coded. It's multifaceted, and it is more so of a code of consciousness. Humanity has agreed that we're on a third dimensional plane. Humanity has agreed that the color green is green, the color red is red, the color, blue represents this, and red represents this. It is a code, but is a conscious code that has been created literally by all of us taking part of this experience here in this third dimensional plane. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the matrix. It doesn't mean that that is what it actually is, but it is what humanity has agreed upon, if that makes sense. What else? What else? What else? Ask me anything. What else about the Matrix? What can I say about the Matrix? It's not as like so far off as people think. I mean, the Matrix it's literally a code. I mean, this is a scientific thing, right? And we are all guided by codes. Even source has codes. I talk about the source codes a lot. There are matrix codes, which are lower level sort of energetic codes, but there are also source codes, right? And these are when we really go into our period of expansion, that we're able to connect with source codes for even greater expansion. It's multi-layered and it's very deep, but you know, pretty much the matrix is really just a code of consciousness. So I just have another question, and someone asked, how do we work within our power? First of all, we have to understand who we are. We have to understand the energy grid of frequency, energy, and vibration. You are nothing more than energy. Energy can never get destroyed. Energy is only either transferred or, expanded. Yes, energy can become stagnated, but there will be something, a force in this cosmic sphere that will come along and get rid of the stagnant energy to move you along. This is why, good things happen to bad people. It's to move the energy along. But what I'm really saying is, how do we work within our power? We first understand that we are infinite. We are connected to a field of infinite potentiality. Let that sink in. We are connected to a field of infinite potentiality. It means that any possible outcome is possible for you and I. Not just rich people or celebrities have access to this field of infinite potentiality. They may have known how to tap into it, but we all have access to it. So, first of all, we have to understand that we are infinite beings. That's why I talk a lot about the imagination, activating the imagination. There is no such thing as an imagination. You cannot think a thought that does not exist in creation. Thinking the highest divine thought is tapping into the power. Just sitting here and taking 3 deep breaths will connect you to the power grid that we are all connected to. Sitting in the stillness will connect you to your power. Using your power hours, which I talk about in the Ascension program, there's 2 times during the day when we are absolutely connected to the infinite field of potentiality. We go through a natural state of hypnosis. So it's first knowing that you are infinite. So that's the first thing. If you want to if you want to tap into your power, you must understand that you are powerful and you are not powerless. Like we've been told and we've been taught that we are infinite beings. We are attached to a field of infinite potentiality, right? Okay. Hey, so I just had another question. What is 1 + 1? And this is very powerful because 1 + 1 has to always equal not just 3, but it equals infinite potentiality. Because when you have one energy plus another energy, by law, it has to birth a creation. And it does not mean that it just births one. It could be birthed 3, 4, 5, and so forth. So 1 + 1, I know Terrence Howard is like 1 + 1 is 3, right? And he's all on this new science, but I'm here to tell, and actually that's supposed to be our cousin because yeah, we're related to the Howards. There's a whole like story behind that. But cause I have to say that 1 + 1 does not always equal 3. It could be an infinite number that is undefined by science, right? um by not necessarily science, but by this third dimensional realm that we live in. So I would have to say that it is infinite potentiality. And I will say though that energy only becomes finite when it becomes stagnant, right? When it becomes stagnated, and then that's when we start to dwindle down the infinite potentiality. But in fact, 1 + 1 will at the bare minimal have to equal 3. Okay.